The Tao of Self-Confidence, episode 693. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits. Well, hello friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap Chan, and today I have a phenomenal lady on the show today. She is the founder and CEO of Hula, and I'm really excited to have her on and share her story with us today on self-confidence. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Sarah Fung. Sarah, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to the listeners.
Hi, Sheena. Thank you for having me. So Hula is an online platform for the resale of designer women's wear. We're a consignment platform, and we launched in Hong Kong 3 years ago in this relatively new market for pre-loved. And my take is that I want to help the planet, and I want to make use of the pieces of clothing that people no longer want, and repurpose amazing product. So my background is that I came from fashion, and I've always worked in luxury retail. And so recently, before I left my previous job, I just realized there was a lot of waste in the industry, and I realized that I needed to do something about it. So we're an online platform, but we have just opened our warehouse space, which is the first pre-loved warehouse in Hong Kong.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And Sarah, what's your cultural background?
I was born in the UK, and I came to Hong Kong 12 years ago to work for Lane Crawford, which is a luxury retailer. And I've ended up staying, and I met my husband here. And so now this is our home for now.
Thanks for sharing that. And what would be your favorite self-confidence quote?
So my favorite confidence quote is, "Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage."
Thanks for sharing that great quote. And in your own words, how do you define self-confidence?
I mean, for me, it's changed throughout my years, and I feel like the older I get, the more confident I am. And I think it's about being comfortable in your own skin, not necessarily being tough, actually, or being loud or strong in what you say. It's more about your inner self.
Thanks for sharing that great definition. And Sarah, what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence?
Well, I actually had a very kind of mixed up upbringing where confidence wasn't really something that I had as a child. My parents got divorced when I was quite young. I was fostered at the age of when I was like 7 to 11. My mum remarried, and then she passed away when I was 16. And so I've had a very kind of turbulent childhood, so to speak. And I think it didn't really do my confidence really any good. But I've always had this kind of inner strength that I've wanted to do something different, and I've been very ambitious. So I think I used to kind of maybe dwell on these situations a lot more when I was younger, but now I look at them as they've just given me a lot of strength. So I'm quite a different person to what I was when I was younger.
Thanks for sharing that. And what was that point in your life when you realized like you can go out there, especially, creating your own company? What was that aha moment?
Well, actually, I've had a business before this one. I left college and immediately started my own business. I think it was initially because I've always felt like the black sheep. I've never really fitted in. I suffered from dyslexia at school unknowingly. I kind of only found out about that recently, or in my adulthood. And also, I always felt like I just never, gelled with kind of that many people when I was growing up. So I think doing something against the grain was always what I felt comfortable doing. And whether that was being confident or not, I'm not sure. I think I was never really confident, but I think I've always been very brave. So I don't know whether the two, how they interlink as such, but that's kind of like my personality. So I've always had this moment where I'm very shy and very unconfident, but also I've got moments where I am ready to leap off, the building, and do something different. So it's been an interesting journey.
Thanks for sharing that. Most people are actually afraid to, go against the grain, right? Because they feel like they're afraid of the unknown. They feel like they're going to fail. But you went ahead and did it anyways. And, with confidence, it doesn't always have to make big leaps or, it doesn't have to always be loud. It can be those quiet actions that you take and, you just keep going no matter what happens. And, because of your realizations, what's your life been like now?
I mean, I love that I'm doing something different. I love especially that I'm doing something for the greater, something else. So it's like I'm helping the earth, I'm helping people in essence. And I like having a purpose. And I think that also gives me confidence and makes me feel like I want to continue. I've always been the type of person to, maybe ask questions and not really kind of follow, like I said, what people tell me to do. And I'm very inquisitive with what if. So that's just how I've always been. But I think anybody can do this, really. I think it just takes a leap of faith. It takes some good people around you. And also you need to believe in yourself, which I think sometimes can be easier said than done.
I totally agree. I mean, sometimes we don't have that belief, especially as women, especially as Asian women. We always feel like we're not enough. But, for me, you need to have that belief first before you can take action, right? If not, because if you don't have that action, like you won't be able to go out there and do anything. You'll be too scared. You'll have like that fear taken over you. So I really think, as cheesy as it sounds, like believing yourself is really important, because if not, then, no one else will believe in you if you don't start with yourself.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, my one of my bigger fears is actually looking back and thinking, why didn't I? So that actually really kind of powers me through, because I end up wanting to or trying to do all the things that I want to be, thankful for at the end of the day. So I think it really depends. I mean, that's the thing. It doesn't mean that everybody needs to start a business or needs to do something that's really out of the box. It just means that you need to be happy in yourself and make sure. And I think the thing is that for certain people, I think you need to make sure that you are, stretching yourself to an extent that you're the full you, whether that's the way you love, the way you work, the way you spend with your friends. I think so many people do things very half-assed, and it's, you don't want to go through life just doing things that are menial. You want to be able to look back and think, yeah, that was me. I was really happy, or I was really loved, or I did something really brilliant. That's me anyway. But I think, if people are questioning what they want in life, I think maybe they need to look within themselves to find those key answers.
Thanks for sharing that. And if our listeners wanted to get to know a little bit more about you and what you do, or check out some of your work, is there any links or social media profiles we can connect with?
Yeah, you can follow us on Join Hula on Instagram and Facebook. And obviously our website is www.thehula.com.
Thanks for sharing that. And to our listeners, if you want to connect with Sarah, you can also head on over to thetaoofselfconfidence.com and search for Sarah's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else that we talked about. And I really just want to thank Sarah today for taking the time to share her story and tips with us on self-confidence. So thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you.
Not a problem. It was really great having you on the show. And to our listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of The Tao of Self-Confidence. Get your free audiobook by visiting our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits.